Before I begin the SmackDown Live review for SmackDown 1000, I want to take this time to thank Big Mike from Big Mike's Wrestling Recap Show for stepping in last night and reviewing Raw on this channel. I really wasn't feeling well last night, and honestly, I just couldn't come on here and do a review, so I asked Big Mike to step in like he's done in the past, and he delivered. Again, if you like the stuff that I do, you will love what Big Mike does on his channel. He reviews Raw, SmackDown Live, and NXT pay-per-views. So I have a link to his channel down below in the description box. So show him some love, subscribe to his channel, and again, you will love the stuff that he does. I'm just telling you that right now. Anywho, now this is your SmackDown Live review for SmackDown 1000, October 16, 2018. And this was again the big 1000 episode of SmackDown Live, and they were advertising the return of legends and Hall of Famers, and Evolution returned. Rey Mysterio came back, and there was a dance-off or dance break between Vince, Shane, and Stephanie in the show. And we also got more qualifiers for the World Cup, which, by the way, is all Americans for a World Cup. That's very, very interesting when you think about it, right? A World Cup full of Americans. Where the world... But the rest of the world, holy shit. Like, WWE does a terrible job of doing an international tournament. Like, seriously, they really, really do. But that's no here or there. As always, Mother Flowers, wait from you guys in the comments below. Give me your thoughts on the show. If you like the show or not, let me know on Twitter at HeelSteven or in the comments below. I'll be honest with you guys. I thought SmackDown Live tonight just felt like just regular SmackDown. They hyped this up like SmackDown 1000, but it just felt like a regular SmackDown Live, in my honest opinion. The show kicked off with the Truth TV, which I'm happy to see that R-Truth is getting his own talk show on Truth TV with Carmella. They totally blend with each other. I noticed that. Carmella as a valet, I think, could definitely work. Obviously, her as an in-ring performer, hell no. But as a valet, as a babyface valet, why the hell not? She did a good job as a valet many years ago when she was with Kaz and Enzo in NXT. So we'll see where that goes. But they bring out Stephanie McMahon, and Stephanie talked about how she was the first SmackDown general manager many years ago, and talked about how basically that. And then out came Shane, and Shane claimed that SmackDown Live is the A show. So holy crap, it's 2016 all over again. A lot of you schleps, again, back in the day on Twitter were saying, SmackDown is the A show. SmackDown is the A show. Remember that shit, Mother Flowers? I guarantee you in 2016, if you were to go on Twitter during SmackDown Live, there's all you fucking saw from people. SmackDown Live is the A show, man. I bleed blue. I bleed blue. I'm a Mother Flower and I bleed blue. Wham. And it was so fucking annoying. And... they were talking back and forth, and then out came Vince McMahon, and got a pop, obviously. Anytime that Vince comes out, you already know this Mother Flower is getting a fucking pop. And he says that, hey, let's have a dance break, and they're all dancing in the ring. Literally, all this led up to them dancing in the ring. Again, it's cool to see the McMahons. It's cool to see old man Vince again, but other than that, there was your opening thing for the show. Opening segment. We had a tag team match between the Usos and Daniel Bryan versus AJ. We had literally a tag team match. The Usos versus Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. Again, Styles and Bryan are going to go at it at Crown Jewel. So, depending if it's going to still be in Saudi Arabia or not, we don't even know. But, again, you want to build up this match, so why not have them in a tag team match? Kind of lazy booking, in my opinion. There was some miscommunication in this match that led to the Usos getting the win. They hit a double super kick, and they pinned Daniel Bryan. You can just tell in this match the Styles was so upset after the match. And again, you want to start that tension. I think honestly, the Styles is gonna go heel in this feud. I think he has to be the one to go heel. You're not gonna turn Bryan heel. You're not doing it. And I get it. It's probably gonna be a one-off match, but we'll see where that goes to. But I think again, you want to plant those seeds right now. There's miscommunication. They can't get along. And we'll see how that ends up happening. We had also a cameo backstage in Paige's office with Teddy Long, Vicky Guerrero, and John Laurinaitis. Oh my God, imagine that. A crazy porn scene. John Laurinaitis, Big Johnny, Teddy Long, playa, Vicky Guerrero, excuse me, and Paige. Holy shit. Talk about a freaking orgy in the general manager's office. I'm just fucking saying, okay? Let's keep it 100 with that. But we then go back to Evolution in the ring. All members of Evolution, Orton, Flair, Batista, Triple H, holy crap, it's 2002 all over again, or 2003 all over again when you think about it, right? Evolution, they're all in the ring, they're all dressed up. Well, Triple H came out with a leather jacket, Flair was in a suit, Orton was, you know, semi-attired, if you will. Batista went out there as well. It is funny, too, like, if you watch this whole thing, Flair looked like he was already hammered. Like, Flair looked like he had a couple shots before this whole segment, right? And they're all talking about their time in Evolution, or talked about how he started in Evolution and look where he's at now, how he's carried the momentum, and how he's been a multiple-time world champion, and how the kids can learn from Evolution, and how he talked about Flair being the greatest of all time, Triple H, you know, taking, you know, over the company, and how Batista was now sitting in a trailer in movies and stuff like that. So essentially, they're all taking jabs at one another. Flair talked about Evolution 2 and how it was a good time, what have you. Batista then spoke. He put over Randy Orton like $1 million from their time in OVW, and how Orton now became multiple-time world champion. He put over Ric Flair like $1 million as well, because again, Flair's the GOAT. Let's be real about it, okay? And then he goes on to talk about Triple H, how Triple H is a former multiple-time world champion, how he is the embodiment of the business, but he has never beaten Batista. And there's like a stare-off almost. Like, everyone's going crazy over this shit. Because, again, it's Washington, right? Batista's hometown. So they're all going crazy for this shit. And all has led to them just teasing him, Batista and Triple H. And I'll be real about it. You know, am I with the idea of them doing a feud, you know, down the road? I mean, they had that back in 2005. I mean, you could go back to that. Remember this, like, many, many years ago when Batista came back. He left, you know, this whole thing. It looked like they're gonna go to a Triple H Batista match. It never came about. I mean, again, you know, Triple H at WrestleMania coming up. You gotta do that Triple H match because it just has to happen. So why not do Batista and Triple H? Why the hell not? It's not hurting anybody. You know what I mean? As long as they go to the main event, but we'll see how that goes too. After this, we get basically all that. Again, that's all that happened, and again. It's cool to see Evolution, but I was happy to see Evolution to some extent. I just wish there was something that happened, like, I don't know, they took out some random guy like Aiden English or something like that, so that you get attacked by Evolution, like a pedigree, the Batista bomb, an RKO, some shit like that. We then get Miz versus Rusev in a World Cup qualifying match. Kurt Angle was on commentary for this because, again, you got to bring back the legends. Bring back people that were a part of SmackDown Live in some way, shape, or form back in the day. Remember, Angle was also a general manager. I'm surprised he was not in that cameo with Paige and Teddy Long and freaking John Laurinaitis and Vicky Guerrero. But the match for what it was, Miz and Rusev, Aiden English caused a distraction, allowing distracting Rusev, allowing Miz to roll up Rusev, and literally win a match in about 45 seconds. So this match was a short match. What a way to have a qualifying match for a World Cup and having a short match. And after the match, Rusev eventually beat up Aiden English. Again, it's all Americans. You couldn't even get a Bulgarian in the tournament. It's not a World Cup. It's a freaking state championship. That's what it is. When you think about it. We had Edge returning with the cutting edge. His guest was Becky Lynch. He brings out Becky. Talked about, you know, what Becky's going through, how Edge can relate, how he wasn't supposed to be in the main event, how he wasn't supposed to be on the picture, in every single poster, what have you, but he's earned all that. He scratched and clawed, and he got all that. And he's telling Becky that, hey, you know, all that's fine and dandy what she's doing, but she's not making the right choice. Edge goes on to mention as well that, you know, he chose his career over friendship and relationship, and he literally burnt a lot of bridges in the process. So when it's all said and done, if Becky goes down this route, when she looks in her wall in her room alone at all the championships and all that, she's gonna be by herself with no one there with her. And how he feels that there's still a good person in Becky, and then he goes on to say that he's not gonna like herself for what she's doing. And then Becky goes on to say that, you know what, you're right, I don't like myself. I love myself. And she tells Edge to get out of the ring and to make sure to injure his neck while he's leaving the ring too. This caused Shaw to come out, and they started brawling. Again, they were brawling. They had people come in there, break it up, but they couldn't do it. I'll be honest about it. I feel we saw that before. It just felt like whatever. I know they're doing their last women standing match. They're being labeled as the first ever, but it's already happened before in NXT with Nikki Cross and Asuka back in the day. But other than that, I get it. You're hyping up this match. Again, I look forward to seeing it to some aspects, but other than that, to me, it's whatever. You've done this before last week when Charlotte speared Becky through the freaking SmackDown stage and shit. But there you go with that. We get the New Day versus The Bar for the SmackDown Tag Team title. This is, again, a rematch from Super Showdown. And I thought the match was fine. It was a fun little match to see. You had, I believe, Jerry Lawler and Booker T. They were literally on side commentary. And the match was good. A crazy back and forth match. A lot of near fall. People going crazy for this. All this led to Big Show coming out. Big Show comes out. He interferes, right? And he literally chokeslammed Kofi Kingston through a fucking table. So essentially, it will not be a SmackDown 1000 episode without a Big Show heel turn. Because God knows how many times Big Show turned heel in the past. Let's be real about it. And this caused Big E to get distracted and caused Sheamus hit the brogue kick on Big E for the 1, 2, 3. So the Bar are now new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And I'll be real about it. I'm happy. Because I feel like, honestly, you've done so much with the New Day as Tag Team Champions. At this point, they don't even need the belts. You can have them still as a faction all the fuck you want, but they don't need to be Tag Team Champions anymore, in my honest opinion. Now, unless you want to separate them, but I think it will be stupid, because you know for a fact that, again, there's still hella merch to be sold with the New Day. So as far as that goes, it's not happening. I don't think it's going to happen either. But we have now new Tag Team Champions as The Bar, Sheamus, and Cesaro. So I'm happy for that. Even if Big Show is in some way, shape, or form involved, which again is dull. But again, you cannot have a SmackDown 1000 episode reunion or a special like this without a Big Show heel turn. So whatever. We had The Rock tweeted about SmackDown. We had John Cena sending a video about how he started on SmackDown, this and whatnot. It was whatever. After this, we had the main event. We had Shinsuke Nakamura versus the return of Rey Mysterio. And it was a fun match. I kid you not. I thought, honestly, this is the kind of match I thought I would have seen on the Independents. Like many years ago, like you think about it, right? Rey Mysterio's on the Indies. The one match that we probably have not seen was him and Nakamura. Maybe they have, and I'm wrong about that. And if I am, please correct me. But that's the one match, again, I thought we would have seen, in New Japan or on the Indies or some shit like that, Like a Progress, or a Rev Pro show, something like that, between Rey Mysterio and Shinsuke Nakamura. And it was a fun little match. It was short. It didn't really go long. All you have to know, Mysterio won after he hit the 619, the springboard frog splash on Nakamura. So essentially, again, another American is in the World Cup. And I get it. They might do this whole thing where Rey is repping Mexico, which is probably fine too. But when you think about it, Rey was born in San Diego. He's being built from San Diego, California. But he might be repping Mexico in the World Cup. And after this, Undertaker comes out just to say rest in peace to DX. That's how he closed the show. But as far as Mysterio is concerned, I think what you need to really do, because they were hyping him up as the king of Lucha Libre. The king of Lucha Libre. I think down the road is going to happen a program between Rey Mysterio and Andrade Cien Almas. I think that's the program to do. Leading up to, I guess, the end of the year. And why the hell not? I'll be all for it, to be honest. I know Mysterio did talk about a while back wanting to reform the LWO with Andrade and the Lucha House Party and obviously Mysterio. I think that's a reach right now, especially the fact that I don't think they want to have the Lucha House Party leave 205 Live. So I think the next thing you should do, and it doesn't have to happen next week, but in a couple of weeks from now, you can do this thing where, again, Andrade is offended by the comments of Rey Mysterio, the king of Lucha Libre, because that's what they call him on commentary. And you can do these series of matches. And again, I think those two guys can go out there and they can deliver. So from that aspect, I'm all in on that. But other than that, SmackDown Live tonight, I'm going to just keep it 100. Just felt like a regular SmackDown. It didn't feel like a SmackDown 1000 or a special episode. Yes, you brought the legends. You brought Hall of Famers. There was nostalgia. But other than that, just felt like a regular SmackDown. And everyone thought that, oh my God, because SmackDown 1000, because last week Charlotte speared Becky through the through the entrance stage, whatever, they'll have a new setup, and it was the same shit for this episode as well. But as always, Mother Flowers, give me your thoughts down below in the comments below. Your thoughts on SmackDown Live. If you like the show, if you not like the show, follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. And as always, Mother Flowers, hate, comment, and subscribe. By the way, I did record a Bound for Glory review. It's up in the archive of the channel. It's over almost at 1,000. It's literally past 1,000 views. Thank you all for watching that video. If you that watched it, if you have not watched it, go out and watch it. Again, also a big thank you to Big Mike from Big Mike Wrestling Recap Show for stepping in literally last night for the Monday Night Raw review. If you're not subbed to his channel, sub to his channel now. He does a lot of good stuff. Good kid and a good mindset. All right. As always, Mother Flowers, hate, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, Mother Flowers, it's me, it's Steve, and I'm out like Janet's titties. Seriously, SmackDown tonight, 1,000. Just feel like a regular SmackDown. But again, you gotta do a scene though. Paige, Vicky, John Laurinaitis, and Teddy. Talk about a bad porn scene gone wrong. Holy shit.